Hey there, guys. Okay, hold on. Morning, everybody. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So the title of this conscious coffee. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have some coffee. It's actually my second cup of coffee. I woke up this morning to my puppy yipping and yapping and doing all this stuff, and I went in and she had made this humongous mess. I did not catch her in time. We are kennel training, we are puppy training, of course, so I just had this humongous mess. So I woke up startled at 6 a.m. My alarm goes off and I'm laying there, and then the dog is all and both of my youngest two, they both have a touch of cold, so they made it to bed with me throughout the night. They just kind of popped in on me, so there I am, like laying there with, a 6-year-old on one side, a 4-year-old on the other side, and a dog barking on the other side of the house. And I was like, no, I don't want it to be 6 a.m. I don't want it to be 6 a.m. Hold on, somebody's like popping. And I got up, and of course it was a puppy mess. It was a puppy mess. So my morning kind of just like kicked off almost it could have been in negativity. It definitely kind of set a different tone for the day. I'm used to getting up with more ease, with more peace, and being able to do the things that I want to do in the morning, like get my journaling done and, get this done and get that done, and just kind of like have this like ease and flow, jump on here, do conscious coffee. I'm doing it in the morning and stuff. And this morning it was just that. So yeah, and then of course I move on, and then conversation happens. It's gonna go on. All right, sorry about that. My phone's like trying to reconnect. My internet, it's got issues. All right, good morning, everybody. My goodness, I went away for a half a second, and a whole bunch of people popped on here. Morning, as in Famiga, Randy. Good morning. Ryan, Andy, Zaid, Zeke, and Dawn, and John. So the whole premise of my day has kind of been that we're to start, and I don't even know what time it is. In all truth, I don't know what time it is. Obviously, I haven't gotten ready yet for the day. I'm still in my nightgown. Hair's still disarray. All this different stuff. Have not brushed my teeth. But you guys are used to seeing that from me anyway. But I was sitting here, and my little ones, they started waking up. I'm like, okay, do you need breakfast? Let's get you, like your morning smoothies. Let's get you your vitamins. Let's do this. Let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. And it's just one thing after another, right? And it's just this constant interruption into what I actually want to be doing. And I thought, what a great topic. Number one, we're probably going to get interrupted while I'm talking. There's probably going to be a kid that's going to yell for me, and I've got to go and deal with that. There's probably going to be even a kid like popping up here on the couch, or a puppy, or who knows what's going to happen in the next 15 to 20 minutes of me jibber jabbering. So I was like, okay, so this is kind of like my thing of like, hey, we might get interrupted, but at the same time, what a beautiful spiritual lesson to talk on this morning, of that you might get interrupted. We might get interrupted. Here we are on this spiritual path, right? This spiritual journey. And we set our intentions out, our goals out, our desires out, which are all different things, by the way. Our intentions, our goals, and our desires are different. The same, and yet not the same. Okay, so it's all the energy that goes behind each one of those in that creation work. And here comes an interruption. Here comes my 4-year-old. So, like, we have this intent of having all of this stuff to create in our life, and this path that we're going to walk on, and this, here comes Ro. You want to say hi, Ro? No? You can't sit by mommy? You want to say hi? No, you're just going to sit here and eat? Okay. So we have this path that we get on, and we really want to have things happen for us, right? Hear that cough? Like, he is just not feeling good at all. Poor babe. Okay. But as we merge down that path, as we walk down that path, we have consistent interruption that is going to come into our path, much like what we are experiencing right now, right? 4-year-old and a puppy interruption, even though you can't see it. Even though you can't see, I should show you guys. I'm going to show you. Here you go. This is what's going on the side here. Look. See? There. Yeah, he does not want to be seen. Does not want to be seen. But there he is. Him and the pup. So yeah, so we get down this path and we go, you know, I've got this in alignment, I've got this going, I've got that going, I've got like this, right? We get all of our goals, we write it down, we're doing our vision boards, we're doing our daily visualizations, we're meditating, we're praying, we're you know, doing all these affirmations, we're journaling the crap out of ourselves, we're really getting in there, we're doing the work, and we're really doing like, we're doing the internal work, we're doing the exterior work, we're working on this house, us, like no other. Like, it is the most important thing. And you know, so many of us want to become better people. We want to grow ourselves. We want to expand who we are, vessels. We want to really like have our life mean something. At least know that we've touched this world in some way, or we've touched people in this world in some way, and that we've been the best person that we can possibly be. And we just feel like there's more for us, right? So there's like, life has that flavor of more, that there's so much more that we could have. It's like there was that food that you get and you're just like, ooh, that has that more flavor. I want another bite of that. I want another piece of that. I want to go back to that restaurant. You all know what I'm talking about there. And life has, he's giving me like this look like mom, really. Life has this more flavor. Hey, little turd. Interruptions. Life has this more flavor. Stop, please. Stop. And as we proceed down that path, we end up having so much more that we want and that we want to create and we want to experience. As we're doing that, sometimes we can find these moments where we can get really frustrated because things are not happening the way we intended them to happen, the way we want them to happen. And it might feel like we have constant interruption, like we have like a little 4-year-old in our life all the time in all these different areas of our life, on our personal growth process, on our spiritual growth process, which are one and the same, but we tend to separate because we're human and we like to compartmentalize everything. So we kind of put that into, oh, I'm going to work on my spiritual self now, and now I'm going to work on, you know, like healing this wound, and I'm going to work on my mental frames, and I'm going to work on my emotional stuff, and I'm going to work on my physical stuff. And the truth is that it's all the same work. It's all exactly the same work. But as we're moving down this path and this journey, we get these sidetracks. We get these interruptions in our world. And what happens? Every time we get sidetracked, every time we have an interruption, and we're told, pause, time out. Like, we almost feel like we're forced into this moment where we cannot control you two. Where we cannot control, much like I cannot control a puppy and a 4-year-old right this very second. Yeah, Mr. Smirker. That, you know, you cannot control that stuff. It comes in and it's presenting an opportunity to you to grow and expand. So when you are on a personal growth crusade, mission, path, and you're conscious of it and you're asking for growth, it's just like the statement of never pray for patience. What is it? Never pray for patience, because you're going to be presented with every opportunity to do what? To grow your patience. Well, when we are doing spiritual growth work, there's this idea out there that it is so magical and resistant free, and you know, and just so it's this enlightened path where you're just glowy and you grow angel wings and you know, all this stuff happens and it's this beautiful experience. It is a beautiful experience, but it's a beautiful experience with resistance attached to it. That resistance, those little transition points, as they really are set on your path so that you can push through, so that you can expand, so that you can choose to view things from a different wave, from a higher vibration, hopefully. Although a lot of the times we get stuck in the bottom of our well and we tend to look at it from like this, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's a mountain of crap that we got to deal with, and we get so bogged down by it. It's so bogged down by it that we can't really see it for what it is in the big scheme of things. So we get focused on those little things, right? In truth, though, as we move through it, it's like you get to the other side of your challenge and you look back and go, oh my gosh, it was this one little thing. It was this one little tweak. Are you going to make me hit myself now? So, we view it from this way that when we get to that other side, all of a sudden we see really how minor the challenge was. Or even if we've gone through a massive transition, and the whole thing with massive transitions, and I'm talking about those things that might feel extremely traumatic to you, or, you know, like we've all had that, where there's these traumatic moments. And I'm going to share this. Just yesterday, I was sharing actually with Addison, and then with somebody else, I had made the comment. Stop, babe.
I want you to do a fist.
Okay, I'll do a fist. Oh, no, that's not. I was sharing that, you know, a little bit less than a year ago, my life went through a massive transformation. Within 90 minutes of my life, my whole world was flipped upside down. And I found myself going from a very stable environment, and an environment that I didn't foresee changing drastically, especially under those terms, to flipping into something that I never saw coming within 90 minutes. So I went from, you know, like having a house, having a relationship, having security with my kids, having all this different stuff, to being homeless, not having a car, not having security, not being in a relationship, being physically broken up, being emotionally effed up, and scared and completely overwhelmed and just freaked out, just completely freaked out, and not knowing what I was going to do, and not feeling like I even had really anything to do about it. I felt helpless. So my victim came out for a half a second, about 45 minutes, my victim came out, and then it started to disperse, and then it popped up here and there, and it made excuses, and it did this, and it did that, and my ego did all this different stuff. And at the end of 3 days, I had a house, I had my life pretty much figured out, I'm still physically broken up, but I kind of saw that direction, that path. You might see me like have to attack a 4-year-old. So it took me about 72 hours to take a really dramatic situation and flip it to something else, okay? Now, it has taken almost a year since then to really get everything worked out. And little repercussions of that keep erupting, you could say, causing interruption on my path, in my life, on my journey. And it's that recognition of each one of those little interruptions for what they are. It's a new moment presenting itself to revisit something and to be grateful for everything that I have managed to manifest out of seemingly thin air from just staying in as much soul alignment as I possibly can in any given moment. And that's what interruption is there for. Interruption, that resistance would be another word for it, that you're meeting resistance, you're feeling resistance. And when you're feeling that resistance, when you're getting interrupted, when you're feeling like you're getting sidetracked, when you're getting taken off your course, and like all of a sudden the world is out to get you, or so you might think in those moments, realize that that resistance is an opportunity to come back to, wow, look at look at the beautiful things that I have manifested. Look at the things I've manifested in consciousness, the things that I have manifested, you know, in soul alignment. And what are the things that I'm consistently manifesting unconsciously. Like the reason why this resistance is here is because I'm unconscious to some of the things that I'm thinking and I'm feeling. Some of those beliefs, those thoughts that I'm practicing that are actually manifesting in these negatively charged ways, resistance ways. That resistance is only coming from our internal self. It is that ripple out and is showing us exactly what we need to work on, where we need to come back to. Yeah, don't, Diane. Oh, he's pulling the puppy too. Here, you two. No, you're not getting up here. No. That way. Take her that way for me, please. Would you make sure she has some doggy food, please? She just took off his socks. So now he can chase her. We'll have a second of no interruption. Okay, so resistance comes from inside ourselves, just like positive manifestation comes from inside ourselves. And the whole trick there is to consistently recognize that you are manifesting everything that is appearing in your life. The good, the bad, the really effed up, the really blissed out, the joy, the depression, the anger. The things that are coming to you, no matter what they are coming from you, which just basically means that you are attracting it to you, okay? You're nothing more than a magnet attracting the good and the bad to you. So depending on how you have your magnet flipped, that's what you're getting, okay? And it's just, all you gotta do is like flip your magnet, and you're gonna get different results. And it can really happen in a short period of time. A really, really quick period of time, you can start to shift that energy around and start to move into exactly, I'm getting attacked by a 4-year-old ago. Resistance and Ohm's laws today. Thanks so much for your generous information. Sorry, I got caught off here. Right, good morning. Oh my goodness. Hey, good morning everybody. I didn't see all these other people pop on. Morning Tom, morning Ken. Dana, Christopher, Glenn. So yeah, so when we have that resistance, when we have that negativity form in our life, it's nothing more than something that we are bringing into our existence.
You can't go.
Because of the thoughts that we're thinking, because of the way we are emotionalizing those thoughts. And the quicker you become conscious to those things, and here's the thing, when things are coming at us, when that resistance is coming at us, when those interruptions are coming at us, you have to realize that the sooner you take responsibility, which means the sooner you become conscious to it and go, damn, I'm doing this. Oh, look, I'm doing this. Oh, look, I'm doing this. I'm doing it. Take that responsibility. Stop the finger pointing out. Stop saying he, she, it, the economy, the world, God, my guides, my angels, my children, my whatever are doing this to me, because that keeps you in a very low vibration. That keeps you in that vibration of victim mode, of I have no control over my life, which is just an effed up place to be. You have full control over your life because you have control over your thoughts and your emotions and how you choose to react in any given situation, right? So the things that are presenting themselves to you are giving you opportunity to make a choice as to how you react to them. In that choice of your reaction is where you either gain your power or lose your power, okay? If you choose to lose your power in those moments, then realize that you're bringing your vibration down. And that is where all of a sudden the car accident happens. All of a sudden, ladies, your heel breaks on your heel, right? Your tire goes flat. You break something in your house. The hot water heater goes out because you're not dealing with certain things internally. And yeah, you could say, yeah, but Kendal, the hot water heater was 14 years old. It's been having problems and blah, 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 blah. Well, I've known people that have had a refrigerator for 30 years. They can't get the damn thing to break for the life of them because they're so in manifestation mode, so much on, don't sit on the puppy, so much in abundance mode that basically you could say God's just making it where nothing goes wrong in their life almost. Like they can't even, the 30-year-old refrigerator is ticking along like it's a year old. And I'm not kidding. I really do know somebody who has a 30-year-old refrigerator and the refrigerator seems to be like a year old because it just has these, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Where then on the other side, you have these resistance points, these things where these interruptions in life. And I'm really classifying a lot of things into interruptions. Interruptions can be the seemingly little things, such as my 4-year-old coming over here and going, mommy, 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 the puppy jumping up here, different things like that. That kind of stuff happening. And then interruptions can also be that, you have something big, drastic happen, like what happened in my world a year ago, where my whole world got shifted within 90 minutes, right? That was a massive interruption, okay? So that was like a big time interruption of the broadcasting system, okay? So we went on a long interruption there, what seemed like a long interruption. But in the choice of how to handle that situation is exactly where the power comes in or the loss of power comes in. And you have to have gratitude for every single thing that is coming at you, including the resistance, because the resistance allows you to clean up your house. And that house is right here, okay? That house is here, that house is here, that house is your energetic field. We all put out an energy field. We all have this energy that is going out from us and attracting back to us, that magnet. And it's all about cleaning up your house and keeping it in order, you could say. I prefer to say harmony, keeping it in harmony. Thank you for the sock. Ew. Like puppy saliva on the sock. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was trying to eat it.
She was trying to eat it? Yeah, well, I think she almost ate it because it's dripping in puppy saliva. It's nasty.
No. Slobber.
Slobber? Okay. I was corrected. It's not saliva, it's slobber. So as you meet that resistance, have gratitude for it. I need to eat this. Thank you. And as you have gratitude for it, what you're going to do is you're going to find that the more gratitude you have for the resistance that's coming in, the less resistance you will actually have come in, because it's going to get you more into soul alignment. And the more you start to actually do that internal work and really get connected to self, embody yourself, okay? Because here's the thing. Just this morning, I had this conversation about our bodies. And call me crazy, call me whatever, which you probably already do, but whatever. I am a little bit crazy. It takes some crazy. You are not getting the sock. Go. It takes a little bit of crazy, I guess you could say. I always say that there's like a fine line between crazy and spiritual, because you kind of teeter right there. And it takes a certain amount of courage, which is freaking crazy often, right? Like, the most courageous person is also a little crazy, you could say, because it takes so much to be so courageous to actually step out on the field and go forward. And back, if we roll that clock back and you look back a few hundred years or a few thousand years, that courage came to the field of battle. And there were only certain people that actually had the courage to go out there and step on that battlefield and move forward and to take down the enemy, or to at least try to. And that's a physical representation of the things that we do in today's world. The courage in the battlefield is actually all an internal game. And I mean, it was then too. It's always been an internal game. But we don't really have as much of those battlefields for all of us to deal with and that stuff going on as we do right now in ourselves. So we have that internal battlefield that we have to consistently step out on. And it feels like it's a battlefield. It's not really a battlefield. It's actually like this beautiful, really cool arts and crafts and play and creative and big library and all this different stuff going on inside of us, because we have everything accessible to us within ourselves, and we get to go and play with it. And it could be a playground, but it often feels like it's a battlefield, okay? And again, what is that? That's a choice of how to look at your spiritual growth, how to look at the resistance, how to look at those interruptions that come up in your life, and how to really deal with it. You can be playful with it, or you can look at it as though it is that battlefield. So my conversation this morning that I'll share with you, and then I'll kind of depart and get off of here, let everybody go off on their morning, was that I was talking about like my spiritual perspective on the physical body is that our soul, our spirit is so much greater than this physical being that we are, right? This physical body. Our soul is just, it's like we have, I always look at it like finger puppets, okay? And we have our finger and we have this puppet on our finger and that's our body. But this is all, here's our soul, right? Here's our soul, but the finger puppet is what our physical body is. And we're walking around with this physical body and we think that this is just, it's the best thing since sliced bread, right? It does all this really cool stuff. It feels pleasure. It can feel pain. It's got a voice. It can do this. It can do that. But it also can get torn up and it can also get broken and we can also have to replace it. So there's that finger puppet. An easier way to look at it might be a car, right? So we're driving a car. We love our car. It's a great car. It's this cute little sports car. It's just like, it's the shit, right? It's the shit. And then we get married and then we have 2 kids. And then we look at our car and we go, that's a 2-seater. And now I need to get at least a 5-seater. Maybe I should buy a minivan. Maybe I should buy an SUV. Maybe I should do this, right? So it's no longer feasible for our path. It's no longer really fitting what we need it to fit for our full potential. Well, again, back to the finger puppet. If you look at it, this physical body is disposable. It is as great and wonderful as our physical body is. It really is nothing more than a finger puppet or a car to our soul. And our soul, when we're not in alignment, when we're not doing our internal work, when we're not on point with our mission and consciously going out there to expand, to learn, to grow, all of a sudden you're going to have physical ailments after another come at you. And it's just going to be like, I know people that are like, you name it, physically it's going to happen to them. And they're like, I just don't know why this is happening. I just don't know why this is happening. I am always sick. I'm always getting hurt. I have to have this surgery. I have to have that surgery. I'm this, da, 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 da. And it's one thing after another. You watch them go through this for like 20 years, 30 years, and then one day they just croak. They just croak. And all the while, they're like, man, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. See, there's a problem with wishing. Wishing is kind of like hope. It gets us pretty much nowhere. You can have a lot of hope. You can wish for things. You can do all this different stuff. But it's all about taking action. It's all about stepping out there on that battlefield and turning it into your playground and really, truly loving the moment and stepping forward and speaking your truth and sharing your heart and letting your light out and stop letting all that fear have a voice over you, because we don't have to give fear a voice. We don't. We can look fear in the eye and we can say, I see the paper dragon that you are. You are nothing. You're nothing more than something that is trying to scare me back into this scarcity mentality, back into this place that makes me feel shame, that makes me feel lack of worth, that makes me feel like I'm so little. When in truth, this is just a finger puppet. And I am so much more. And when you really step into your power, when you really truly step into your power, and this is about presence and about responsibility, self-responsibility, really being responsible for your actions, for your thoughts, for your emotions, and taking that leap, which is actually only just a little step, but it's going to feel like a leap. And you're going to want to go like, where is my path? Where is my path? Where is my path? Oh my gosh, I can't just do this. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And if you want to take that mission on, if you want to turn that battlefield that you might feel like you are living on into a playground, into your playground, then you look at resistance, you look at the interruptions, you look at all that is coming at you for what it really truly is. And that is opportunity. Opportunity to get to know yourself. Opportunity to take responsibility. Opportunity to look at it from a different viewpoint. Try looking at it from your soul's eyes. Try looking at it from heaven's eyes, from source's eyes, from God's viewpoint. And if you really get in there and you allow yourself to look at things more from God's viewpoint than from this little itty bitty puppet's viewpoint that can't see very far in front of them, that can't really truly see the expansiveness of themselves, then what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up finding out that when you're here at this God perspective and you see everything, the beauty, the true beauty of every single situation that you have coming into your life. And that's really, really powerful. It's really powerful. But you've got to be willing to take those steps. You've got to be willing to vocalize. You've got to be willing to be seen. You've got to be willing to be authentic, to be real, to be raw, and stop putting on the mask. Stop hiding. Stop retreating from every little thing. And when you do retreat, when you do feel the resistance, time out, pause. I'm not talking about massive time out. Sometimes you need long time out. Sometimes you got to go on hiding for a weekend. I just did that for the most part. Sometimes you have to do that. But it's the little pause. Come back. Embody self. Where am I at? What am I feeling? What is going on? Become conscious of what you are thinking. Become conscious of what you are feeling. And that's going to allow you to take conscious action forward. And when you are conscious, you are responsible, you are present, you are moving in the right direction, and you will be able to get into that soul alignment and make the right choices for your soul growth, for your soul manifestation. And that's where all that good stuff is going to come in. It comes from you becoming conscious. So, there you go. There's my take on interruption. I see a whole bunch more people popped on here. Morning Lance, morning Liz, Christopher, and Gina, Mario. Okay, morning everybody. Goodness, whole bunch of other people. So, resistance, interruptions, frustration, all that good stuff. It's all just little stuff, isn't it? It just really is. The biggest of the big is still little to our soul. So, hey, good morning, Joanne. And in order to really just kind of level up our lives and to move forward, it's really important to just, I guess presence is the biggest thing. That's why I always come back to. My number one teaching with people is presence work. It is really just getting present. And people go, what do you mean? Like, I'm present. No, you're not. I'm not even that present. I'm pretty freaking present. But I fall down all the time. All the time. But it is becoming consciously aware of being present. An awakened person is a present person. An enlightened being is a present being. There is nothing else embodying you. There is not, you're not allowing all this outside crap to become you. You are you. And so often in today's world, and the biggest affliction that we have is that we don't embody ourselves, and that we allow all these outside sources to penetrate us in multiple ways and take over who we are. So we are walking around and we are these, like, it's almost like our soul kind of gets squished over into just a small portion of us, or it's just got like a little nail attachment to us, and everything else is taking over. And it's our grandmother's viewpoint, and it's our church's viewpoint, and it's, what's going on in the economy that's affecting us here, and it's our best friends and our children and our spouse and our work and our blah, 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 and what's happening on social media and what happened last week on whatever show we're watching and in the newspaper. And oh my gosh, we get so bogged down. And if you really look at it, it's just all a bunch of garbage that we're carrying around, along with all that past stuff that we keep trying to pull up and re-anchor into our present. So we drag along these bags of our past, and we're going, no, I don't ever want to repeat that again. I don't ever want to repeat that again. That's the past, that's the past, that's the past. But then it's really quick to go, oh, here's my past. Check this out. Check this out. Here's my past right here. Yep, look at this great big trash bag. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is that here, and I'm fully expecting for you and this and me and blah, blah, blah to react according to my past experience, according to this bag of trash right here that I don't want to repeat. Oh no, that's a past. I'm over that. I forgave that. No, I got no regrets there. Like, it's over, it's done with. Oh, here's my past. Every time we do that, we pull resistance forward. Every time we pull in our past and we live it in our current moment, we are anchoring it into our current vibration, and we are pulling our vibration, which could be way the heck up here, okay? It could be way the heck up here, and instead what are we doing? We're bringing ourselves down to here. We're bringing ourselves down to here, and we're making it where we are actually vibrating at that past vibration, that past frequency, and then we wonder why we're pulling in the things that we've always pulled in. Like, you wonder why you always meet the same kind of person. You wonder why you can never save money. You wonder why you're always get passed by at work. You wonder why you have tough time losing weight. You wonder why, you name it. I could pull up 1,000,001 things, and it is this bag that we tend to drag with us of our past that we go, we know that we should let go of that bag and leave it someplace. Just leave it back there. But we tend to really, really quickly go, here's my past. Here's my past. Here's my past. This is my experience. According to my life experience thus far, every time you feel or think or say that, realize that that is bringing you to that past vibrational level. And that's why you're drawing in the stuff that you're drawing in from your past, which is a different face, just a different presentation to you, okay? It's because you're bringing yourself to that past vibration. You want a new vibration? Then get on board with today's vibration. Start your day with gratitude. Start your day with appreciation. Start your day with as much charged up vibration and focusing in on the happiness, the joy, the good shit that you have in your life right now, so that you can move forward in that higher vibration. Because if it's just this much higher than your past vibration, you will attract new stuff to you. Dog's back. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox here and let you guys go. As always, it's been a pleasure to have, not that I drank too much coffee with you this morning, but it has been a pleasure. New stuff that's coming out. I have local ladies, or anybody who can get their butts here and would really like to manifest a conscious lover into their life. Yes, ladies, this is for you. It is a local class. I am teaching a small group of women on March 23rd how to manifest your man. So single ladies, you want a really awesome guy in your life. You want a guy that is conscious, that is a good listener, that can deal with his emotions but not be too emotional, is strong in his masculine confidence but not egotistical and cocky. You want a guy that is really connected in bed. Like, really connected in bed is not just a taker but also a giver, has a proper balance, is playful and stable, who has spiritual awareness and understanding.
Wow.
Well, that's a conscious man. That is a conscious man. And they're all over the place. They're all over the place. They are definitely that. I promise you, single ladies, that. I meet them all the time. I've dated many, and they're out there. So what I'm going to do on March 23rd is teach you guys the 10 hacks that I have learned over the course of the last 10 years of being a very active single woman in the dating community and learning a whole bunch of lessons. Can you go that way, babe? Please?
No. Nina.
There, go get it. And what I'm going to do is teach you the 10 hacks to manifesting a conscious lover into your life. And it's going to be a very fun, playful workshop, ladies only. It will be local, so a live workshop in Allen, Texas. But then after that, that workshop will be coming out in April for all you ladies who are all over the world who would also like an opportunity to learn those 10 hacks that I've learned over the last 10 years and start experiencing some conscious love, some conscious masculine energy into your life. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that online as well. So if you can't make the local class, know that it is an opportunity that will be coming out online as well in April. Let me see. I think that's the only announcement I'm going to make for this morning. I've got some other stuff that's going to be coming out. I do have a guys workshop that's going to be coming out as well. It's going to be a 4-week reboot for gentlemen. So it's called Primal Reboot. And it's going to teach you gentlemen how to penetrate life the way God actually intended you to. But it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the meek and the mild man. It is for the guy who really truly wants to tap in and be that conscious man and be that man that makes women go, wow, like, you know, it just makes us want to melt into you because you're so fucking amazing. Oh man, I made it the whole conscious coffee without saying the F word, and I just messed it up.
Lie down.
Oh well.
Lie down.
So yeah, so Primal Reboot will be coming out also in April for you guys. That will be an online class for you gentlemen. It is going to be a 4-week course. As always, stop existing, start living, go have an amazing day. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Hopefully a little bit less intrusion will be happening since my 4-year-old is trying to teach the puppy tricks right now. If I said anything on this Conscious Coffee that was anything that meant anything to you, impacted you in any way, please hit the share button. Please get my message out there with me. Help me build my following. Help me get these messages out, these raw, real, truthful messages, and help really expand and change the world. Your friends also need messages as well, your friends and family. So hit the share button. Thank you for all your loves. Thank you for everybody who was on here today. Thank you for dealing with my crazy interruptions of my child and dog this morning. I love you guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.